And why is Russellville so unaccepting of people from other states? I'm from Illinois, and people are fine until they say, you're not from here. 3. The user's non-acceptance paradigm. Infosex, dirty little secret. Words that rhyme with non-acceptance. Distance. Teutons. I don't accept that last word. But where am I at when it comes to acceptance of non-acceptance? It's not always easy to stand in the midst of a group of people we have known and are attached to and be different. Defensiveness is not usually manifested as defensiveness, etc. An authority position, belief system, anger and sarcasm, resentment. Resentment I do not accept. Non-acceptance I do accept. Acceptance. His non-acceptance speech was a winner, the paper said. 4. Turning to the 8 limbs of yoga, we find that the first one, yama, names abstention. It, yama, has 5 abstentions, and aparigraha is the last of all. Aparigraha is not to accept donations, alms, bribes, or kickbacks. Criminals forcibly collect donations. Terrorists raise political or religious issues and collect money. But this free profile of non-acceptance can be kept up to date and gradually improved only with your support, especially in the form of donations. 5. Any amount, alternative meanings, domains in parentheses. Mansata acceptazione or non-acceptance was more common among patients with a low level of education or who reported non-specific symptoms. Verweigerung, Nichtannahme, Absage. Kufr, the non-acceptance of Islam, i.e. disbelief. Raft, rope a fat dinger. Rafting is the art of throwing a fat chew in. And paddles are cans. It is a way of talking about dipping in front of the people who frown upon chewing. Like a lot of girls. Brady, dude, let's go rafting. Jerry, I wish I could, but I don't have any paddles. Brady, dude, don't worry, I just got a new one. Raft, refused, are fucking dead. No action torrents found for riff raft. 5. Compare Abdul-Jabbar's chronology of heretical innovations. Kharijism come first, then irja, then free will, then raft. The repudiation of the legitimacy of the caliphate of the first 3 caliphs, Abu Bakr, Umar, and Uthman. Though raft seems to have emerged in the 1680s, there is today an al-Raft charitable society, delivers gift packages to orphans and other needy children in Baghdad. So much for that sequence. Another sequence that also draws on Arabic materials, time is running on, is called an Alif Ba, and there I'm using the 27 letters of the Arabic alphabet to write a poem on each. And there's nothing like letters to become narrative. They love it. What is very fascinating in there is that there's actually a quarrel about how many letters there are in the Arabic alphabet, which is already going to be one lovely poem because the L and the A connected. The Prophet said it was not one letter, but it could be one letter, and some people think of it as one letter. But so there's a lovely little fight. I'll just do one letter. I'll do the letter Nun, our letter N. And it pronounced in Arabic Nun. The letters have the names. A homophone. No, that's fake. Hold on. Where am I? A poem in Nun. Nun already, yet you persists in a letter, framer of enlightenment, a vocalization of Arabic and a discussion. No, an excerpt from a letter, the other kind, or is it? In which Rita, again to open her name, meditates on that most redolently, redundantly of poetic objects, the dewdrop, rosé, dew, nada, where our R French rolls and roils into the dark of a round wonder, a drop in a bucket to re-emerge, hissing wet, somewhat sheepish, but not ain so difficult to pronounce for northern claritas. Rosé, rosé, you want to go on, mad Jacques Brel sheep braying, rosé, rosas, rosa, rosarum. And elsewhere we'll have gobbled the drop by noon, whereas dew dances on that soft initial D. Even if one suspect a long-gone missing Hamza, that moment of separation, of drop and ether, air, the caught breath of transformation, air into water, a condensation, a poem in itself. We live on such false etymologies, on the real joy of sounding. It brings on what unravels in a word lip-formed, throat-instructed, scraping or not the roof of its tent, and way back of it, too high up to get that close, or simply to get it, the brain, amazed that shaped air makes sense in difference. Shut your brain port, as if, for a moment, open your mouth, be wet, sweet breath, be dew, be the bedouin letter, be noon dew between lips, be silk between the letter and the brain, the letter and the letter, be the Hamza, both cuts and links, be Barzak, be peninsula, be isthmus, be the moment between, breathe, write the breath, write the separation between letter and letter, the air bridge, be there and listen. Rosé, dew, a dew rose, triangulation with soft, sweet nada. Hop over the bent back of the initial, both hands gently on that back to gain air. Becomes the slight explosion of D into that most initial and red vowels. Arnica, all healer, end of nada. But I err, the alphabet was wrong. The Arabic noon shaped mirror reversal over the horizon. In its language, the letter a little trough, a gentle curved cup, and the dew, the drop maybe is, but the dot hangs over it. That. Okay. And I'll close with a piece. Oh, about 5-6 minutes. It's called a performance score for Pierre's Words / for Nate Mackey. I wrote a poem some years ago coming out of a reading of Nate's in Woodstock, and he was been talking about flamenco and so on. So that was with me. And a year or so later, I'd been working for some time in Albany with a dance company, whose name I will of course blank now, and the composer Joel Chalabi. And so Joel wanted to create a sort of opera with poems or so, and so he composed a piece that he called Pierre's Words. A silly title, I guess, in a way, because... and then we had, it's the Ellen Sinopoli Dance Company. And so the way we did this was in a kind of semicircular staging, which I will only be 1 point or on the semicircular thing. And there were 3 musicians, drummer and flautist, and Joel with the electronic machinery, and 2 dancers who were dancing this. So this is a scaled-down performance score version of a small poem for Nate Mackey.